Brezza, the Citybird SUV.
Well, match number 2 of the IPL has a significant subplot to it, the return of Rishabh Pant. Whichever franchise you follow, team you support, this is something that cricket fans around the world would be welcoming, and we'd be eager to see what kind of Rishabh Pant we get to see in this IPL. So on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout. It's Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan and Wasim Jaffer to talk about something that I don't know if they've ever encountered in their long cricket careers, player returning from this kind of injury and time away from the game, and what are realistic expectations of Pant, Tom, as also what do you think he'll need to be most careful about returning to such a high intensity tournament?
Well, certainly looking at some of the vision of their preparation, he seems to have fitted in like he hasn't been away, and I think that's a lot to do with the personality of the player. There's no doubt that it's going to be hard for him to hit the ground running at the level that he was playing. He's going to need a little bit of game time just to find his feet again, and that's not only an emotional thing, but that's a technical thing as well, and just getting a feel for the pace of the game. And I think it doesn't matter who you support. It's one of those things that he's going to have a little bit of a cushion and a period where except that he's going to have to take a few games to find his feet, and everyone will be very patient with that because it's not that easy to come in at this level all guns blazing. You've
had your share of injuries as a fast bowler. One of the things I've heard fast bowlers say is it takes time to trust your body. This is a different kind of incident mentally, physically, but do you sense that's in play, whether Rishabh Pant can trust his body to do what he was doing pre the accident?
Yeah, I can't imagine that they would throw him into the deep end if he wasn't physically ready. I think they would have been pretty prudent about that, particularly with a World Cup around the corner. I think what it will, as a bowler, when you're coming back from a long period of play off the field, it was your decision making and trusting your gut and what ball to bowl at that time. And I think it'll come down to Pant's decision making, and I think we'll see moments of brilliance, as you spoke about, but I think we'll see periods where he'll just play a rogue shot out of nowhere and everyone goes, well, what happened there? I think it'll just take some time for him to make the right decisions under pressure, but I think we will see some good glimpses of brilliance at the start as well.
You've played these simulation games that franchises tend to have pre-season. He's played some of those at the NCA as well. IPL, different beast?
Oh, 100%. I mean, pressure, right? It's straight away like there's a price on your wicket. Those simulations are really only
I'm also talking about like physical intensity.
Oh,
do you approach those games with
it's
not
chilled.
as
Coach them.
Yeah, it's normally you'd hope from a coaching perspective it's 100, but you always sort of sit around. You see players sitting around 80, and the other thing, it's a bit like a net session. Batsmen are never out in the nets, and it's a bit like in a practice game. You can have a batter get 80 runs in total, but get out 3 times.
Yeah.
But all you're wanting them to do is get game time.
It'll be great for his confidence. It'll be great for his confidence about bowlers. Yeah, you get smashed around the park, think you're the worst player in the world. But if what they're wanting is for him to come with confidence, and you know this from a batting coach perspective, when your batters are coming from a long layoff, you probably want them to come into the comp with some confidence, and I'd imagine that's what that will do.
Yeah. The other thing is, Wasim, the timing of the tournament with the World Cup immediately after. Now, are there Indian fans? I mean, I certainly think of it. If he has a good IPL, he's into the Indian team. But does that complicate things further from Pant's point of view on how he wants to perform, what kind of pressures there are here? Where do you sense, what are the real expectations or reasonable expectations we should have of Pant in this IPL?
I think you just want him to come in and settle in nicely. I would have actually liked him to be not captain. You straight away giving him that pressure of captaining a franchise. He needs to be there 20 overs as a keeper, as a batsman as well when he's there, because impact player gives you that opportunity to stay away because he's coming after so much time off. David Warner was doing the job. So, now you expect him to be the Pant of before. Obviously, with the World Cup around, obviously, you don't want to put too much pressure. Like Tom said, you need to be patient with him. And you don't want to put pressure of, him getting selected into the T20 World Cup straight away. So I think
you're relieving him of one extra aspect. Could that also be seen in the keeping though? They have Kumar Kushagra, who they picked up at a pretty significant price. Now the NCA cleared him as a batter keeper from what the BCCI press release was. But would it be wise for Delhi to not have him necessarily as wicketkeeper batter? Maybe use him, get him off the field at times and play somebody else?
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes in the IPL, probably keeping is the much safer position because you don't get too many balls there. Now they are not playing in Delhi,
It
so the
depends
wickets.
who's bowling.
Yeah, no, because when they were playing in Delhi, it was turning big, but they're playing in Vizag, so which is a more batting friendly conditions. So sometimes you are in that hot spot, and apart from that 45, sometimes that is also not a safe place. So
Is it, Mitch?
Oh, jeez. I used to hide in the field as much as I could. Look, I think I just want to go back to that captaincy point that you made before. I think Ricky Ponting is the type of coach that will make a call and put him as captain to actually give him the confidence that he's ready to play. When he's coming back from such a big break, Ricky may have seen an inkling that he may have been a little bit unsure. And Ricky's the type of coach who'll go give you a little bit more responsibility to show you that you're ready to play. So that could be a case. I think with the travel all around the country now, and Vizag's right on the other coast, I think with him being captain, having to play every game and not going as that super sub, the X Factor player, I think it means the travel's going to impact him physically, and it would have been nice that he wasn't skipper because you may need to leave him out for a couple of games with the amount of travel.
Interesting.
You know, my theory on it is I think he is the franchise captain, but that doesn't mean he has to captain every game. I think their announcement is that he is captain because we're embracing him back into the fold. This is wonderful to have one of our best players back from such a horrific experience and injury. But they may have it very cleverly planned in that we'll see this unfold, that it may well be that he has a spell of a couple of games, game 5 and game 6, and then another couple of games off at game 8 and 10 or whatever it might be, because they've got leaderships within that squad. Both Warner is a title winning captain, Mitch Marsh is captaining now the Australian T20 side, so they could easily just roll that out without sort of announcing that up front.
Right. Well, fair enough. Thank you very much, Wasim Jaffer, Mitch McClenaghan, Tom Moody. I think all in all, we simply just await the return of Rishabh Pant. This was Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.